The crimson jewel unveiling the world of lac, a tiny word for a truly remarkable natural substance. It is a resin. This resin is secreted by a very small insect, no bigger than a speck of dust. The insect is called. These minute creatures, in their countless millions, colonize certain trees. They draw sap from the host plant. Then, through a wondrous biological process, they exude this sticky substance. This resin forms a protective shell around them. It is this encrustation, this natural shield that we know as lac. It is a gift from the insect world, a product of patient, tireless work by these tiny architects of nature. For centuries, humankind has marveled at lac. Its uses are incredibly diverse. Traditionally, it was prized for its vibrant colors. It yielded deep reds and warm oranges. These colors were used in dyes for fabrics and in ancient cosmetics. Imagine the rich tapestries and gleaming ornaments of bygone eras. Many owed their beauty to this humble insect secretion. Beyond its aesthetic appeal, lac was also valued for its adhesive properties. It was a natural glue, binding materials together. It was also used as a protective coating, a natural varnish that preserved wood and other surfaces from the elements, extending their life and beauty for generations. The story of lac is a story of partnership. It is a delicate dance between insect, plant, and human. The elac insects depend on specific host trees for their survival and sustenance. These trees provide the vital sap, the raw material for resin production. Humans, in turn, have learned to carefully cultivate these insects. They manage the host trees and harvest the lac. This ancient practice, known as lac culture, has been passed down through generations. It represents a profound understanding of natural cycles and a sustainable way of life. It is a testament to our ability to work in harmony with the intricate web of life around us. This natural resin is not just a relic of the past. Even in our modern world, lac continues to hold immense value. It finds its way into an astonishing array of products. It is used in the pharmaceutical industry, coating pills to ensure they dissolve correctly. It appears in cosmetics, adding shine and resilience. It even helps preserve our food, providing a safe natural wax for coating fruits and vegetables. And surprisingly, it plays a role in creating alternatives to single-use plastics. The versatility of this natural wonder is truly astounding, a testament to the ingenuity of nature and the resourcefulness of these tiny creatures, tirelessly working. India's resinous reign, a global lac powerhouse. India stands as a titan in the world of lac. This nation, with its rich biodiversity and ancient traditions, dominates global production. It is a staggering fact that India produces an estimated 85% of all the lac available on the world market. Imagine the sheer scale of this operation. Millions of tiny insects across vast swathes of the country contributing to this incredible output. The global demand for this versatile natural resin is largely met by the dedicated efforts of Indian cultivators. This makes India the undisputed leader, the primary source of this precious commodity for industries worldwide. It's a significant agricultural and economic achievement. The annual output from India is approximately 20,000 tons of lac. This is a colossal amount, reflecting the intensive and widespread nature of lac cultivation across the subcontinent. This production is not just for domestic consumption. A significant portion, around 65% of India's lac, is exported. It travels across oceans to far-flung corners of the globe. There it is transformed into a multitude of products. This export market brings valuable foreign exchange into the country. It also connects Indian farmers directly to international supply chains, showcasing their unique agricultural heritage on a global stage. The economic impact is substantial. This dominance is not a recent phenomenon. India's association with lac stretches back millennia. Ancient texts and archaeological findings bear witness to its use in various forms. This long history has allowed for the development of specialized knowledge and skills. These skills are often passed down through families from one generation to the next. This deep-rooted expertise is a key factor in India's continued success as the world's leading lei seed producer. It is a tradition honed over centuries, adapting to changing times, yet retaining its core essence. The knowledge of host plants, insect life cycles and harvesting techniques is immense. The cultivation of lac supports a vast network of people. It provides livelihoods for countless families, particularly in rural and tribal communities. These communities are often the custodians of the forests where lac host trees thrive. For them, lac culture is more than just an economic activity. It is an integral part of their cultural identity and their relationship with the natural world. The success of India's lac industry is therefore deeply intertwined with the well-being of these communities. It is a testament to a sustainable practice that benefits both people and the environment, a vibrant thread in the fabric of India's rural economy. Jharkhand, the epicenter of India's lac story. Within India, one state shines brightest in the constellation of lac production. That state is Jharkhand. Nestled in eastern India, Jharkhand is a land of forests, hills, and vibrant tribal cultures. It is here, amidst this rich natural tapestry, that lac cultivation flourishes like nowhere else in the country. Jharkhand proudly holds the title of India's top lac-producing state. It contributes a remarkable 55% of the nation's total output. This means that more than half of all the lac produced in India, and by extension a significant portion of the world's supply, originates from this single state. It is truly the heartland of lac. The landscape of Jharkhand is perfectly suited for lac culture. Its forests are home to a variety of host trees that the lac insects favor. Key lac-producing districts within Jharkhand include well-known names such as Ranchi, Kunti and Gumla. Simdegar, Latehar and Palamu also play crucial roles in this agricultural success story. In these regions, generation after generation of farmers have honed the art of lac cultivation. They possess an intimate knowledge of the local ecosystem. They understand the subtle cues of nature that signal the best times for inoculation and harvest. This deep, local expertise is invaluable. Recognizing its profound importance, the Jharkhand state government took a significant step in 2022. Lac was officially declared an agricultural product. Previously, it had been categorized as a minor forest product. This change in status was a crucial acknowledgement. It elevated the importance of lac farming. It also opened up new avenues for support and development for the cultivators. This formal recognition helps to integrate lac culture more fully into the state's agricultural planning and policies. It is a move that benefits the thousands of families who depend on this unique form of farming for their livelihoods and their future. The impact of lac production on the local communities in Jharkhand cannot be overstated. For many tribal families, lac is a primary source of income. It provides economic stability in regions where other livelihood options may be scarce. The cultivation process often involves the entire family, strengthening community bonds. The income generated from lac helps to improve living standards. It allows families to invest in education, healthcare, and better housing. Lac culture in Jharkhand is therefore more than just an industry. It is a lifeline, a tradition, and a pathway to a more prosperous future for its people. The Semialata shift, a green revolution in lac cultivation. A quiet revolution is transforming the ancient practice of lac cultivation. At the heart of this change is a remarkable plant known as Semialata, or. This unassuming bushy shrub is proving to be a game-changer for lac farmers. It offers a host of advantages over the traditional towering forest trees that were once the mainstay of lac production. The shift towards Semialata is driven by its practicality and its suitability for the delicate lac insects. It is a plant that is easy to manage and maintain, making the entire cultivation process more accessible and efficient for everyone involved in this delicate work. One of the most significant benefits of Semialata is its manageable size. The plant typically grows to a height of about 7 feet. This is a stark contrast to the tall traditional host trees like Palash or Kusum. These large trees often require skilled climbers for tasks such as pruning, insecticide spraying, and the crucial application of broodlac, the lac seeds. The lower height of Semialata simplifies these operations immensely. Farmers can now perform these tasks from the ground or with minimal effort. This not only saves time and labor, but also significantly improves safety for the cultivators, especially women farmers who are increasingly taking the lead. Indeed, Semialata has proven to be particularly empowering for women farmers. The ease of handling these bushes means that women can manage their lac crops more independently. Tasks that were once physically demanding or required specialized skills are now within their reach. This accessibility is fostering greater participation of women in lac cultivation. It is providing them with a direct source of income and enhancing their economic standing within their families and communities. Each Semialata plant, with careful management, can yield approximately 5 to 6 kilograms of precious lac, a substantial return for their dedicated efforts. Furthermore, Semialata is a remarkably resilient plant. It demonstrates an impressive ability to thrive even in poor soil conditions where other crops might struggle. This makes it an ideal choice for marginal lands, allowing farmers to utilize areas that might otherwise remain unproductive. Beyond its tolerance for challenging environments, Semialata also contributes positively to soil health. As a leguminous plant, it has the natural ability to fix nitrogen in the soil. This enriches the soil, improving its fertility over time. This ecological benefit adds another layer to the advantages of this extraordinary plant, making it a truly sustainable option for the future of lac. Section 5. Nature's Fury, Climate Change, and its Impact on lac. The delicate balance of lac cultivation is facing a formidable adversary: climate change. The rising global temperatures and increasingly erratic rainfall patterns are casting a long shadow over this ancient tradition. Traditional host trees, the very foundation of lac production for centuries, are struggling. Species like safflower, palash, kusum, and burr are sensitive to these climatic shifts. Research has shown alarming trends. For instance, studies by the Indian Institute of Natural Resins and Gums have noted significant temperature increases during critical periods for lac insect development, which can be devastating for the tiny creatures. These changes in temperature have a direct and detrimental impact on the lac insects themselves. Higher temperatures, particularly during the crucial month of August, can lead to increased mortality among the insects. The delicate life cycle is finely tuned to specific environmental conditions. When these conditions are disrupted, the insects suffer. Furthermore, elevated temperatures can adversely affect the sex ratio of the lac insect population. This is a critical issue because it is the female insects that are primarily responsible for producing the resin. A skewed sex ratio with fewer females inevitably leads to a reduction in overall lac yield, impacting the livelihoods of farmers. The irregular rainfall patterns associated with climate change add another layer of complexity and challenge. Droughts can stress the host trees, reducing their sap production, which is the primary food source for the lac insects. Conversely, unseasonal heavy rains can wash away the young insects or create conditions favorable for fungal diseases that can decimate the lac colonies. The unpredictability of the weather makes it increasingly difficult for farmers to plan their cultivation cycles. Traditional knowledge built up over generations is being tested as old certainties about seasons and weather patterns no longer hold true, forcing adaptation. The consequences of these climatic disturbances are far-reaching. Reduced lac yields mean lower incomes for the farming communities who depend on this resource. The ecological stress on host trees can lead to their decline, further shrinking the available habitat for lac insects. This creates a vicious cycle, where environmental degradation and economic hardship reinforce each other. Addressing the challenges posed by climate change is therefore paramount for the survival and sustainability of lac culture. It requires innovative solutions, resilient agricultural practices, and a concerted effort to mitigate the broader impacts of our changing global climate on these delicate ecosystems. Section 6. Silent struggles, dwindling hosts and labour woes. Beyond the overarching threat of climate change, lac production faces other silent yet significant struggles. One of the most pressing is the decline of traditional host trees. These magnificent trees, which have supported lac cultivation for centuries, are becoming scarcer. Receding forest cover, driven by various factors including land conversion and resource extraction, is shrinking their natural habitat. As forests diminish, so too do the homes of the lac insects. This loss of habitat directly impacts the potential for lac production, limiting the areas where this unique form of agriculture can be practiced effectively and sustainably for future generations. The health and vitality of the remaining traditional host trees are also a cause for concern. Deteriorating soil quality in many areas makes it harder for these trees to thrive. They become more susceptible to diseases and insect infestations, further reducing their capacity to support healthy lac insect populations. Insufficient care, particularly for trees located in forest areas rather than on managed farms, exacerbates this problem. These trees, often subject to the whims of weather changes and pest outbreaks without human intervention, struggle to maintain their vigor. The very foundation of traditional lac culture is slowly eroding as these vital trees decline. Compounding these ecological challenges is a growing shortage of labor. The maintenance and harvesting of lac from tall, traditional host trees is labor-intensive. It requires skill and agility, particularly for pruning branches and carefully collecting the resin-encrusted twigs. However, rural communities are witnessing a significant trend of labor migration. Younger generations seeking different opportunities are moving from villages to urban centers. This exodus leaves behind a dwindling workforce available for the demanding tasks associated with traditional lac cultivation. The hands that once carefully tended these trees are becoming fewer, posing a serious problem. This scarcity of skilled workers makes it increasingly difficult and expensive to manage a lac cultivation on the large traditional host trees. The intricate pruning required to encourage fresh growth for insect colonization and the careful harvesting to ensure future yields are becoming neglected arts in some areas due to a lack of available people. This labor shortage not only affects the productivity of existing lac cultivation, but also acts as a disincentive for younger people to take up this traditional occupation. The very continuity of this age-old practice is threatened when the human element, the skilled cultivator, becomes a scarce resource in the rural landscape. Section 7. Bridging the gaps, socio-economic and infrastructural challenges. The path of lac cultivation is also strewn with socio-economic hurdles, particularly for the very people who are its backbone. Marginalized tribal women form the primary workforce in lac farming. They possess generations of knowledge and skill, yet they often face systemic disadvantages. A significant issue is the lack of registered land holdings in their names. Without formal land titles, it becomes difficult for them to access credit, government schemes, or other forms of institutional support that could help them improve their cultivation practices and their livelihoods. This insecurity of tenure can be a major barrier to progress and empowerment for these dedicated farmers. Furthermore, the lac industry, despite its global significance, often suffers from critical infrastructure gaps at the local level. A major deficiency, highlighted by those in the sector, is the absence of a dedicated packaging house in key production regions. Such a facility is crucial for proper branding of the lac produced. Good packaging and branding can help farmers fetch better prices in the market. It also enhances market transparency, allowing buyers to understand the origin and quality of the lac. Moreover, a packaging house would greatly improve traceability, a key requirement in many international markets, ensuring quality control from farm to consumer. The lack of adequate processing facilities close to the production areas also presents a challenge. While raw stick lac is harvested by farmers, further processing is needed to convert it into shellac and other marketable forms. When these processing units are distant or inaccessible, farmers may be forced to sell their raw produce to intermediaries at lower prices. This reduces their share of the final profit. Integrated LAT processing plants, especially in tribal areas, could empower local communities by allowing them to capture more of the value chain, creating local employment and boosting regional economies significantly. These socio-economic and infrastructural deficits create an environment where the full potential of lac culture is not realized. Farmers, especially smallholders and women cultivators, may struggle to get fair returns for their labor and produce. Addressing these issues requires a multi-pronged approach. This includes efforts to secure land rights for women farmers, investment in crucial infrastructure like packaging and processing units, and initiatives to improve market linkages. By bridging these gaps, we can ensure that lac cultivation remains a vibrant and equitable source of livelihood for the communities that nurture this unique natural resource. Section 8. Guardians of the Tradition ICAR NISA and Innovative Strides. Amidst the challenges, beacons of hope and innovation are working tirelessly to sustain and revitalize lac culture. Prominent among these is the ICAR National Institute of Secondary Agriculture, NISA, formerly known as the Indian Institute of Natural Resins and Gums. This premier research institution plays a pivotal role in advancing the science and practice of lac cultivation. NISA is not just a center for academic research. It is actively involved in developing and disseminating improved technologies and practices to farmers on the ground. Their work is crucial for adapting lac farming to modern challenges and ensuring its long-term viability. One of NISA's remarkable achievements has been in significantly reducing the lac production cycle. Traditionally, using large forest trees, a full cycle could take 6 to 7 years. However, by promoting the use of quick-growing host plants like the Semialata bushes, NISA has successfully shortened this cycle to just 3 to 4 years. This accelerated production cycle means farmers can achieve quicker returns on their investment and labor. It makes lac cultivation a more attractive and economically viable proposition, especially for smallholder farmers who need regular income streams. This innovation in host plant management is a testament to their dedicated research. The Institute's impact is vast, reportedly supporting over 10 lac families involved in lac cultivation across India. This support takes many forms, from providing high-quality brood lac insect seeds, to training farmers in scientific cultivation techniques. NISA's own production figures are impressive, with reports of producing 18,000 tons of lac annually, stated as the highest in the world for an institute. This not only contributes to the national output, but also serves as a model for best practices in lac farming. Their efforts directly translate into improved yields and better livelihoods for a multitude of farming families who depend on this unique crop. NISA is also at the forefront of advocating for policies that benefit lac farmers. For instance, they have been actively pushing for the union government to declare lac an agricultural product at the national level, mirroring the step already taken by Jharkhand. Such a declaration would unlock further support mechanisms and formal recognition for lac farmers across the country. Furthermore, NISA promotes integrated cropping systems. They encourage combining lac cultivation with other high-value commercial plants such as strawberries. This approach can enhance both the quality and quantity of agricultural produce, diversifying income and making farming systems more resilient and profitable for all. Section 9. A brighter future. New initiatives and farmer empowerment. The future of lac cultivation in India, particularly in Jharkhand, is being actively shaped by a new wave of governmental and NGO initiatives. These programs are designed to boost production, enhance the livelihoods of farmers, and ensure the long-term sustainability of this traditional industry. A key focus of these recent efforts is farmer training and capacity building. For example, NISA has embarked on an ambitious partnership with the NGO Pradhan. Together, they aim to train 5 lakh Shalak Pati Didis women lac farmers by the year 2030. This large-scale training initiative promises to equip women with the latest techniques and knowledge, empowering them significantly. Significant investments are also being made in developing crucial infrastructure, with several projects expected to come to fruition by mid-2025. A dedicated packaging house, planned under the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, is anticipated to be established by April or May 2025. This will address a long-standing need for better branding and market access. Alongside this, a food testing lab is expected to be set up under the Prime Minister Formalisation of Micro-Food Processing Enterprises (PMFME) scheme by the middle of 2025. This facility will help ensure quality standards and open up new market opportunities for lac and lac-based products, enhancing consumer confidence. Further bolstering the processing capabilities, integrated lac processing plants are anticipated to become operational in tribal areas by June 2025. These plants will enable local communities to process raw lac into higher value products, thereby retaining more of the economic benefits within the region. To improve the crucial supply chain for broodlac, NISA also intends to establish model broodlac farms. These will be set up in collaboration with private organizations, aiming to enhance transparency and traceability in the supply of quality lacy insect seeds to farmers, ensuring a healthy start for their cultivation efforts. The positive impact of such supportive interventions is already becoming visible. Women associated with self-help groups who receive training and lac seeds specifically for Semialata cultivation have reported encouraging economic returns. In one instance, a group of women farmers earned 67,000 rupees after just 4 months of cultivating lac on Semialata. These success stories highlight the transformative potential of combining improved cultivation practices like using Semialata with targeted support and training. These initiatives are not just boosting production, they are fostering economic independence and empowering the communities that are the custodians of India's rich lake heritage, promising a vibrant and sustainable future.